Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we are doing my Dare to Defy 4 Stage 2 run. So this is the one that dropped with Beatrix and Lightning, so I figured why not? Let's just do the two boosted characters here. I feel like they're going to do pretty well in this fight. We should have plenty of power here, right? So I did attempt this stage on my stream, and I did complete the stage, but I think we missed the HP requirement, right? So what happens is the enemies during their force time, and even as they get deeper past thresholds, they do like an aura HP poison, which isn't the worst, but if you're not prepared to deal with it, it can stop you from meeting the HP requirement. That's what happened. What happened during my stream was two things. I used a team that was probably like pretty undertuned, but could still get it done. I was trying to like really get this stage done on a budget. But the big mistake I made was I just left myself without an FR to cancel another force time, so I just couldn't avoid the HP poison. So what I did here is I decided to bring a little bit stronger of a team comp, basically a full boosted team here. Beatrix I wanted to use for sure, because like this is her fight. This is what she's meant to use on. And Lightning is a really good single target DPS, but I know I've got Tifa, I've got Reigns, I've got other damage dealers that can fill that role. So I can't see myself later in Dare to Defy being like, oh man, I wish I had access to Lightning. I think I'm going to be fine. And Penelo is just really, really good support character, but I've got so many like Echo support characters, I'm like, I probably can just afford to use Penelo here. So I decided to do that, and we could ramp really fast. Because we use full boosted team, you can see our gauge ramped up really quick, because we start off with some gauge there, right? So the main thing these bosses do, other than the HP poison, is they do this, where they put a bunch of frame buffs on, but you just deal with that with Beatrix. She can just dispel all that. The LD will just wipe it all. Otherwise, if you hit them with rose petals, that will slowly start to dispel them as well. So that's pretty much all you need Beatrix here for, is to do that. But it was fun kind of playing around with the new characters. Now I am going to put up another run. So what I did was I did make sure to unlock the Shinryu in the intersecting wheels first. That way this Dare to Defy run will qualify and like give me the clear on both of them. But I still have another run of the Shinryu I uploaded because I needed to do it for the Shinryu co-op. So I did do another run where I kind of went all in. I think I just did a full red team. That's going to be a pretty common thing you guys will probably see from me on like just Shinryu fights that don't have any specific requirements. I'm going to be trying to run full red teams because that's my crystal color. It's just my character's going to be looking so dang good, right? I think the exception will be obviously if I need to put in a character to fulfill a role. And typically on like a new character drop, I will try to use them on their own Shinryu anyways. So we'll see. But I've been having a blast. Getting the thing I think people kind of forget too is anytime we get time traveling or like global first stuff, any like standard events that JP had, like it immediately become easier, right? So now moving forward, like the next fights that we're going to get that come with other characters, like we're going to have characters that are kind of overtuned for those fights because they came early. So that's like kind of nice. But then obviously they'll stick us with some other global first fights. And then I think it's part of the reason why anytime we do get global first content or global first fights, they're typically really hard because they know that we've studied the JP fights. We know that we typically have characters JP didn't have, and things are just a lot easier for us, right? I mean, you could argue since, February, just having Penelo in the game has been a huge advantage for global players. It's a character that to this day JP still doesn't have the updated Penelo, right? So she's just been a great character to kind of take advantage of. With Lightning here, she really is about EX spam now, but I do think she does compete with Tifa. Like, looking at her single target damage with the EX, I mean, she's hitting 3 to 4 mil outside of force time with that. So a couple of things I want to try to get to, and may go up before or after this, but I do want to do some damage testing. So I think we need to do a Beatrix damage test still, and I would like to do a Lightning damage test, like in terms of single target, like what Lightning is outputting, and maybe what can we get on a single shot with Lightning. So a few videos. I'm a little behind because of the holidays. I've been doing a lot of family stuff this week, so just getting this out. But like I said, there's gonna be another Shinryu run. I want to do a couple of damage tests, and I got to do like should you pull on the next banner. So definitely some videos coming. I might try to record them all tonight, but I'm gonna try to spread them out so they're not all just dropping at the same time. But those are some videos to look forward to here coming up. All right, so we're just ramping up our force time. We're at 825 already. And notice what I love doing with Penelo. I didn't say it when we started, but we did operate this through a Penelo force time. She is so good because you use her force and every character is just getting 75%, like for free. So you can run her and then you can just echo with other characters. You're going to get good gains. She's just fantastic. Like her force is so good. This is why I recommended to like newer players or players that didn't have them. Like the Penelo Aerith banner is kind of a must pull because I think right now, to this day, Aerith is the single best support character in the game. And Penelo is still insane. I think Penelo is probably the best non-echo character in the game, if I'm honest, right? So that banner just has way too much value to skip if you don't have these characters. Very, very good. All right, here comes the Beatrix Steiner combo. The Wombo combo. And we'll see what the bosses are looking like after this, but this is the first force time. I do believe, yeah, so they still got a decent chunk of health. So I do think we have to ramp into another one, but I mean, we're going to get a decent chunk of damage here on this last hit. So here I kind of had to decide, but yeah, let's do the EX. So here, just as an example, here's a Lightning EX at 999%. What's the damage look like on this thing? So there was 41 million, you guys. She just did a 41 million, and that's without follow-up, without launch. So, I mean, you get all that stuff in there. I don't know that she's going to be 75 mil like Tifa, but I think she definitely competes. Like, just easily slapping out 41 mil like that is pretty dang good. And you see that right enemy, we really bursted him down. He's down to 11%. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the left enemy, because I believe the right enemy is like the holder of the force time, so to speak. So the thing you have to be careful of in these fights is their force gauge will always move up no matter what. But if you kill the enemy that actually controls the force, you actually cannot cancel the force time, right? The other side of it is they can't activate their force time, but sometimes it's just the force gauge is what's nasty, right? Like right now, we're taking a poison that we don't like. I'm pretty sure, though, I end this fight before they get into force. I think, well, I feel like, yeah, they are going to get into another one here, because I can't imagine I ramp that fast. So maybe I do get them into another one, but I'm pretty sure I'm just able to cancel it out. But yeah, Lightning just, her EX is looking really, really good. You know, something I guess I've always criticized about Lightning, and I think what one of her main criticisms is being a turn hogger, right? There was a time in the game where turn hogging was just really good. It didn't matter. But, you know, kind of since the Force era, like, turn hogging isn't always the greatest. And I really noticed this because in my stream, I used Noctis in the run, and he kept stealing turns and was really fast and was actually really annoying me because I didn't want his turns when they were coming. Lightning can be the same way. So the thing that can get kind of wonky with Lightning, you really, like, to use her effectively, I think you really have to focus on her as the main damage dealer, use the BT, spam the EX, then she's great. But if you're just trying to do like normal force times and like spread out the character's attacks and all that, it can get wonky because she can steal turns when maybe you don't want her to. The other thing with Lightning too is you have to be careful running Lightning with a character like, say, Core, because someone like Core, like off turn, they can steal the breaks from Lightning, and then they can actually make her less effective if you actually want to turn steal, right? So Lightning, I think, is very good, but she can create some awkwardness, I think, in how she operates, so you just have to be comfortable with her playstyle, I think. So for me, still, after what I've seen from her damage, I actually think I still like Tifa more, which is crazy. I think it just speaks to how good Tifa is, that Tifa's been out, for, a couple months already with her latest upgrade, and this 3-month time travel character, I would still say I maybe like a little bit less, but, look at 3.5 mil, like, Lightning's putting in the work, right? Like, she's doing really, really well. And the thing with Lightning, I think the advantage Lightning does have over Tifa, well, like, overall, I think Tifa can hit a higher number on one hit. Remember, Tifa's biggest damage turns are limited to her having her BT effect up, which you can't sustain that for the whole fight. Lightning, on the other hand, her damage is locked just behind the EX. Now, the BT allows you to spam it, but I think Lightning has more potential to keep the damage up longer, because one, she'll just naturally get EX turns and be able to press the button, but two, you also have a Bahamut summon to back it up where, let's say you don't have a BT effect up and you still want to spam Lightning a little bit, do a Bahamut summon. So I think there are definitely pros and cons to each character. I would say if you argued that Lightning was better than Tifa, I don't think I would argue that. I think she's just a different playstyle, right? I would say they're both like top, like if you're rating single target damage dealers, I think they're both at the top for me is kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, I definitely, like, I would say that I do like this iteration of Lightning a little bit better, just kind of like being an EX spam character. I think it kind of simplifies her a bit. And, you know, outside of that, you play around between your Ravager, your Commando mode like you normally do. But her damage, like, outside of the EX, it isn't like Unga Bunga crazy damage, right? Like, it's just okay. So she really does need the EX to put up really good damage. Whereas Tifa's a little bit more balanced in terms of how she can deal damage. But once again, more locked to the BT effect with Tifa for the big damage. But yeah, I would say, once again, pros and cons of both characters. But anyways, we are about to finish up. We did get into another force time to cancel out. And at this point, they're about to pop, right? So we'll just hit big damage buttons. So we're going to hit like the LD there. About 4 mil AoE from Beatrix at, 300% modifier. Rose Petals coming up. The thing I'm really excited for, too, is the fact that we got Crystal Room so early. Like, I don't know, maybe they're going to give us Force Enhanced 50 early. That would be kind of crazy. I'm excited for all of it. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, now, like, yeah, let's just spam a couple turns with Lightning here. Let's pop that EX off. The thing with Lightning is I really didn't use her LD much, right? Because she already does so well on her own. I do like that she gets the true HP damage. That is nice. And then there you go, popped. So yeah, this team, I mean, maybe was a little bit overkill, but it was all boosted characters. It's kind of like it's the type of setup they want you to use on the fight, but I thought we absolutely dominated here. I think if I absolutely need to unlock one of these characters, I don't think this would be a hard one to redo. So anyways, guys, let me know what you did for this stage of Dare to Defy. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.